Quezon City takes a step in helping its citizens become healthier by making better dining choices by requiring restaurants to put calorie count labels on its menu. Will the ordinance ultimately achieve its goal? Well, let's find out. Joining us for this discussion is Dr. Mark Dexter Macalintal, lifestyle medicine specialist. It's a beautiful day, Doc Dex. Thank you very much for joining us.
Of course, no problem.
Doc, si Mayor Joy Belmonte just signed the IRR, the implementing rules and regulations for this. And of course, let's talk about this rule, this law in general first. Just how do you think it could actually affect public health in Quezon City?
Well, it has a great potential to promote healthier choices among our residents in Quezon City. By displaying our calorie counts, people can be more aware of what they are actually consuming, they're actually eating, and this could lead to better informed choices regarding their nutrition, reducing the risk of obesity, diabetes, and other lifestyle-related choices or lifestyle-related diseases. Now, it is one step toward empowering the public to take charge of their health, but calories are not just calorie is equal to health. No? So, kinakailangan alam din natin kung ano nga ba yung laman mismo ng calories and even yung mga micronutrient counts natin dyan.
So, Doc, I'm really glad that this is happening because in the US it's already happening, and I feel for me, like I'm dieting now, it's very helpful. So my question to you is, how can restaurants ensure that the calorie counts they provide that are accurate and not misleading, since this is the first of its kind, I'm assuming, here in the Philippines?
Well, your restaurants can collaborate with nutrition experts such as your registered nutritionist dietitians to count calories for them accurately. They can use standardized recipes, measuring portions, and this could help ensure that the values they provide are reliable. So definitely, they have to work with nutritionist dietitians or registered nutritionist dietitians to standardize their recipes and also to count their calories for them.
Doc Dex, what other nutritional details besides the calories, that restaurants should consider displaying to provide a fuller picture of a meal's health impact? Because like for me, for example, since I have kidney problems, I always look at the sodium content of what I eat. So what are the other things that should be on that calorie count display?
You're right, no? Calories are not just, health is not just equivalent to your calories. It could be helpful to display other information such as your sugar content, your saturated fat content, your sodium content, and your fiber content. These indicators could provide a more comprehensive views of your meal's nutritional quality and how it can contribute to your long-term health. Say, for example, if you have kidney problems, you might want to consider decreasing your sodium content. And if you have problems with your diabetes, you may want to consider lowering your sugar intake. And if you have your hypertension and your heart disease, you may want to consider lowering your saturated fat content and giving more fiber to your diet.
Of course, for those wondering here, we just want to clarify also that the barangay micro businesses and micro, small, and medium enterprises like ambulant vendors, hawkers, and carinderia owners are exempted from the ordinance. And of course, there's going to be a rollout period for the next 3 years when it comes to the scale of this. So for those in QC who do own food businesses, don't panic po. There will be time. But Doc, of course, we're talking a lot about calorie counting, and a lot of it will focus on the concept of caloric deficit. Some people don't understand how many calories they need in their own life or given their own lifestyle. Do you feel that this type of labeling could actually have unintended consequences of some people probably taking it a bit too far?
Well, yes. One possible unintended consequence is that some individuals, especially those with eating disorders, may become overly fixated on the calories rather than just focusing on balanced nutrition. So there is also a risk of oversimplifying food choices, as we mentioned earlier, that calories alone do not actually reflect the overall health impact of a meal. So better na magkaroon din ng discussion with their local nutrition experts and the private nutrition experts when it comes to these labeling of your calories.
Do you see this rule applying to other cities in the Philippines, or do you think it's just going to be in QC?
For now, I think it's just going to be in QC, but if implemented effectively, this rule could contribute to lower obesity rates and reduction in lifestyle-related diseases like your hypertension, diabetes, even cancer, even heart disease. So, however, long-term success will actually depend on the sustained public education and complementary health initiatives.
Doc Dex, do you think the consumers will actually pay attention to the calorie information, or will it have minimal impact on their choices?
It would depend. Siyempre, yung mga health-conscious consumers, they would likely pay more attention. But for others, it might take time for the awareness to kick in, to translate into behavioral changes. But in the larger scale, we have to have more public education campaigns alongside calorie labeling to be to maximize the impact of this rule.
You know, we're talking about trying to improve the nutrition of the general public, of course, with the calories being displayed. But do you see any? I know you're not necessarily a restaurateur, pero do you feel that this will be a bit of a challenge for some restaurants to provide an accurate accurate calorie count, considering that restaurants do change their menus, do change their recipes from time to time, and do you feel that that would be maybe a bit of a stumbling block or a hurdle in the implementation of this ordinance?
Well, it could be. Tandaan natin that yun nga sa pagpapalit-palit ng ating menus, no? So we can actually collaborate with nutrition experts such as, again, your registered nutritionists, dietitians, to count their calories accurately. So kinakailangan, no, it could be a hurdle, no? Pero since this is a rule that is now being implemented in Quezon City, it could take time talaga for our not only businesses and our consumers, but also to the registered nutritionists, dietitians to actually have more interaction with our restaurateurs. So kinakailangan maging ready din sila.
You mentioned dietitians and nutritionists, but what about the QC, LGU, or health organizations? Should they provide support or guidance to help these restaurants implement this change effectively?
Of course, no, the support of your LGU and your health organizations is very, very crucial for the success of this initiative. They have to provide training sessions, they have to provide toolkits, they have to provide free access to nutritional analysis softwares kung meron man, o kung wala man, dyan papasok yung mga registered nutritionists, dietitians. They have to connect them kasi, no, para magkaroon ng mas maayos na implementation ito. Lalo at hindi naman lahat ng tao alam agad yung calorie count nila, at hindi rin naman lahat ng tao ay tama yung mga nakikita online ng mga calories na pinapakita, say for example, when you Google, no, hindi lahat yon pare-pareho. Say for example, yung chicken breast na ginisa, no, na may iba't ibang kasama sa pagkain, hindi naman pare-pareho yung lumalabas na calorie count. So doon pa lang po pwede na magkaroon ng pagbabago. That's why they have to consult a registered nutritionist, dietitian. They also have to have a guiding help with your QC-LGU.
Tama yun, no, Doc Dex, because the calorie count really changes or varies depending on the grams nung food that you're eating. So it's really best that the restaurant provides this labeling already. What long-term effects do you foresee, Doc Dex, from this rule on obesity rates and lifestyle diseases in Quezon City?
Well, again, if implemented ng tama, no, maaari talaga siyang makapagpababa ng obesity rates natin, and would definitely have a reduction in lifestyle-related diseases, hypertension, diabetes, sakit sa puso, even cancers, no. But again, no, tandaan po natin na kaya natin din ito siguro ginagawa dahil nagkakaroon na rin tayo ng mga pag-aaral na sinasabi na by 2050 po pwede po na kalahati ng populasyon, not only in the Philippines but also in the entire world, could be obese. No, so it could help, no, it could help to contribute to lower obesity rates in Quezon City. But hanggang kung Quezon City lang gagawa nito, maaari na kokonti yung maapektuhan natin. Pero it could lead to the small tides could lead to tsunamis naman eh.
Yes.
Doc, do you have any advice, because this is just being implemented in Quezon City, for those who are trying to calorie count or try to stay healthy in the other cities? How, what do you recommend? How should they stay healthy and eating healthy when they go to restaurants?
When they go to restaurants, kinakailangan alam nyo yung inyong tinatawag kong allowance, no? So the allowance na sinasabi natin dito, hindi lang yung pera, no, but also but also the calories that you can eat throughout the day. Say for example, for the ladies na nasa 1.5 kilocalories. So alam mo na 1.5 lang yung kinakailangan ninyo. And then sa mga lalaki, minsan 1.8 to 2,100, depende po sa inyong stature, depende din po sa inyong build, no? Pero yan yung mga average. So kung alam niyo yon, no, kung alam niyo yung mga calories niyo na kinakailangan ma-attain throughout the day, alam niyo na kung gaano maaari niyo malaman kung gaano karami yung mga pagkain na pwede niyo kainin. And another tip is to consult a registered nutritionist dietitian so that you can be taught on how to eyeball yung mga pagkain natin. Say for example, a half cup of rice could give you around 100 kilocalories. Yung one matchbox size ng inyong meat could give you around 41 calories kung hindi siya pinrito. If you add oil to that, you have to add 45 kilocalories. Yung gulay natin, 1 cup, no, na cooked vegetables could give you around 32 calories. So it would depend kung gaano ka dami yung kinakain ninyo and dapat ninyong kainin. Kaya pinakamaganda na magpakonsulta muna po kayo kung kayo ay nagiging conscious kung gaano karaming calories ang dapat ninyong kainin.
Doc, when you're taking a look at obesity and you're taking a look at the amount of calories required to actually go in a caloric deficit, na-mention na natin kanina na minsan may nag-go overboard. Perhaps you should take 2,000 just to maintain, but then you end up taking 1.5 kasi you want to lose weight quickly and perhaps not healthily enough. Doc, when you look at from a person-per-person basis, how can people safely and accurately determine how much calories they need to actually, one, lose weight healthily, and two, actually maintain or perhaps even gain weight?
Well, the calories, yung calories kasi natin, there are two, your calories in or your calories out. So if you want to maintain your weight right now, so kinakailangan pantay yan, calories in and calories out. And then kung gusto mong magbawas ng timbang, you reduce around 500 to 1,000 kilocalories from the maintenance calories na meron ka. So you can compute, no? Merong computers na nakikita online, no? These are fairly accurate naman. Yung BMR calculators natin, pwede nyo naman pong gamitin yan. So may mga online na makikita sa yung TDEE calculators. Yun yung mga makikita ninyo na pwedeng mas accurate kung ilang calories ang pwede ninyong kainin throughout the day. Now, when it comes to your weight reduction, you might want to reduce 500 to 1,000 kilocalories if you want to add more weight, no? So you add 500 to 1,000. So kapag ka naman gusto po ninyo na ma-maintain, so you maintain your maintenance calories at that. And then you check talaga, no? You check talaga yung mga calories na ng pagkain sa pamamagitan ng ito po pwede nyo tingnan yung mga MyFitnessPal, no? And then you also have NutriCoach, and then you also have other sources of information. Pero yan lang yung mga sa ngayon ay pwede po ninyong gamitin. So mas accurate itong mga to, MyFitnessPal, NutriCoach, and then soon sa iba pang mga apps siguro magkakaroon na. And pinakamainam na tip na pwede natin gawin is to consult a registered nutritionist dietitian para ma-count namin kung gaano karami talagang calories ang pwede sa inyo at kung gaano karaming carbohydrates, proteins, and fats that would give you the type of energy na kinakailangan ninyo throughout the day. Kasi kung kayo po ay may diabetes, kung kayo po ay may hypertension, meron kayong kidney problems, nag-iiba-iba po ang distribution ng calories natin per carbohydrates, per protein, per fats, and even your micronutrients.
Doc, we do 500 to 1,000 too much in general dito sa group. Well, I don't know about Ann.
And definitely not me. I'm way over. So I need this. But thank you so much, Doc, for coming on this morning. We really appreciate your insights. And for our viewers who want to find you and have any more questions, where can they find you?
Okay, you can see me on social media. It's Dr. Dex Macalintal on Facebook, on TikTok, and on YouTube, and on Instagram, it's Dex Macalintal.
Perfect. Well, once again, that was Dr. Dex Macalintal, lifestyle medicine specialist. Thanks, Doc.
Anytime.